Kevin Durant has been traded to the Houston Rockets for Jalen Green, Dillon Brooks, a 2025 first-round pick, which is the 10th overall pick, and 5 second-round picks, years to be determined. Look, I think we got to talk about the elephant in the room. Kevin Durant cannot be the best player on a championship-winning team. I said it. He has never done it. He's 38 years old, 37 years old. He has never, in his career, been the leading guy, the bus driver, and carried a team on his back. The chips he won with the Warriors, he was not the best player. Let's not even kid ourselves. Stephen Curry was the best player. On OKC, before he traded, he was the best player. They couldn't get it done. Then he leaves the Warriors. He wants to prove he can get it done on his own. He goes to the Nets. He has James Harden. He's got Kyrie Irving. They can't get it done once again. And you could even argue he wasn't the best player on that team. I would still probably take him over Harden at that point. Then he goes to the Suns. Once again, the best player on the Suns. And once you could still argue that Devin Booker's better than Kevin Durant. At this point, probably Devin Booker is, but Kevin Durant, when he got there, was better than Devin Booker and can't get it done. Now he's on his 5th team. At this late stage in Kevin Durant's career, is it not kind of obvious he can't be the best player on a championship-winning team? Can he be a great number 2? Yes. If you've got a ball-dominant guard or a strong center, yeah. I mean, if Kevin Durant joined the Nuggets for Michael Porter Jr., yeah, I think that would be a championship-winning team. If Kevin Durant went back to Golden State, I think that's a championship-winning team. On the Rockets, he is going to be asked, the starting lineup isn't bad, I will admit. You got Fred VanVleet, who's a bit of a liability on defense. You got Reed Shepherd, who, once again, that backcourt isn't going to be too great on defense. Amon Thompson, good defender. Kevin Durant, decent defender. And then Şengün. And you've got some good depth here. You've got Jabari Smith and Steven Adams. But overall, it's like, look at this. Is this lineup really going to take you to the promised land? It'll be a good team, no doubt. I don't think the Rockets are going to stink next year, but this is a second-round exit. If you make it to the second round. But I believe this is a second-round exit team. And you didn't give up a ton. You gave up Jalen Green, a young asset. Gave up Dillon Brooks, who isn't super important, but, he's a decent role player. You gave the 10th overall pick in this draft, which is going to be a young, cheap asset of your choosing, and 5 second-round picks. And it's like 5 second-round picks, there'll probably be a borderline starter in there, and then, maybe a role player and 3 guys that get cut. So I don't necessarily hate the trade for the Rockets. I don't think they destroyed their future. I don't think they traded away a Luka. I would just say let's pump the brakes on. I've already seen Vegas. The odds for the Rockets have gone up. This team is not winning a championship. Now, I will discuss the Suns side of this. And I also think they kind of lost here. And look, I understand you're like, well, if they were trading him to Houston, what could they have done better? Look, I'm not saying they had to trade him to Houston. They could have traded him anywhere else. And Kevin Durant has to want to go there. You can't trade him to... He's on a 1-year contract. No one's trading for him if you just get 1 year out of him. You're going to need to get him to sign. So I understand the options are limited. If you're the Suns, it's like this team is not winning a championship, and it's not going to compete. You got Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, and Jalen Green, and Dillon Brooks. You've got 4 shooting guards, and one of them can play point guard. Devin Booker can probably slide to point guard, but it's like, the backcourt, yeah, sure, it's okay. That's a decent backcourt. What's the team construction look like here? Is this a team that's 1 move away? No, you don't really have any draft capital. You've got the 10th overall pick in this draft. Other than that, how does this team improve? I think, if I'm the Suns, and look, I don't even necessarily mind getting Green, Brooks, and the 10th overall pick. Devin Booker's got to be on his way out soon. Bradley Beal, I get he's got a no-trade clause. I don't care. He's getting traded, and he's going to like it. Devin Booker's got to get traded as well. Look, if you're going to rebuild, you need to get your draft picks back. That's another issue. The Suns don't have their own draft picks. They got this year's draft pick, but the Suns need to get their draft picks back and get some players on the level of Jalen Green. Get a few nice young players and get your own draft picks back, and then you can start a healthy rebuild. this intermingle area where you're sort of acting like you're going to compete with Booker and Beal, but then you don't have any draft capital for the future, except second round picks. It's like, I don't know what the Suns are doing. Overall, I'm gonna give the Rockets I'm gonna give them a C minus. I think it's a bit of a silly move because this isn't getting you to a championship. This is taking you from frauds that lose in the first round to borderline frauds who will probably make it to the second round and lose. I mean, honestly, let's look at the Western Conference. I mean, with this addition of KD, which teams are they going to beat in a 7-game series? I mean, let's go down the list. You have got the Thunder. No, they're not beating the Thunder. The Lakers with Luka, with LeBron, with Reeves, with probably a decent center. I don't think they're beating the Lakers. Are they going to beat the Nuggets? I don't think they're going to beat the Nuggets. Could see them beating the Clippers. The Clippers are very... Yeah, I think they're kind of a better version of the Clippers. I don't think they're going to beat the Timberwolves. That one, maybe. Are they going to beat the Warriors? Maybe, but like they're already outside the top 4. We're talking about maybes with the Clippers, with the Warriors, with the T-Wolves. The Spurs are going to be coming on. The Mavericks are going to be coming on. Yeah, I don't think this locks the Suns into any... Or not the Suns. The Rockets. I don't think this locks the Rockets into being a legit Western contender. They were the number 2 seed last year in the West. I suspect they're going to probably end up being the 4 or the 5 seed and having an interesting round 1 matchup. So, in terms of the Suns, my grade for them, it's kind of contingent on if they're able to trade Booker and Beal. If they can get both of those guys moved for picks, especially their own picks, then we're talking. As of right now, I'm just going to leave the grade incomplete because it's tough to tell what they're doing.